I've been living in Merida, Mexico for 3 years, and I feel like Merida is the perfect city if you are an introvert. And I feel like it's a great place to start if you are relocating from the United States or from your home country for the first time because of how slow the pace is and for how safe it is. So, something that I absolutely love, like being an introverted person who I like to have balance. I'm not socially awkward. I do enjoy being around people at times, but it doesn't mean I necessarily want to interact with people. So I don't want to be somewhere where I feel like I'm isolated. I enjoy my solitude, but I like the energy of being around people. And I feel like Merida just gives you that perfect balance where you can have that. The pace of life is so much slower here. I moved here from Georgia, and Atlanta, of course, is a major city. And although Merida is the biggest city in Yucatan, it is still a much smaller city than Atlanta. I like to think of it as like a little big city. So the slower pace, it just gives you that opportunity to slow down and to be very intentional with your life. And it's just so many things that you can do, whether it's just going to a cute cafe or restaurant, spending time in nature, just getting out and observing the architecture. It's like a breath of fresh air for me being an introvert because I need time to recharge. And, I really do enjoy spending time with myself. And one of my favorite things to do, especially in the spring and summer when it's a lot hotter in the day, I love to get out in the evenings and just walk around, people watch, go to different restaurants and cafes. And I love that it's so safe here and that I never feel scared or anything getting out as a woman by myself in the evening. Like you literally see children playing in the park at night, especially during the spring and summer because of how hot it is during the day. And although this is a major city, it's so many places where you could duck off and be by yourself. So many beautiful parks, so many activities that you can do solo dolo without feeling, like I said, like you're not isolated, but you're able to enjoy your own company. So living here has just given me the opportunity to slow down and really focus on what's important for me, like being able to focus on my hobbies, my personal goals, and really create a meaningful life without feeling like I have to be around other people in order to enjoy my time here. A lot of people move abroad and they kind of stay in that expat bubble where they're just going to events, networking, and doing everything around other expats. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, to each his own, but that's just not my cup of tea. So I just love that Merida provides so many different activities that I can do, so many different places I can go where I can enjoy my own company while not feeling, like I said before, isolated from the world. I'm still connected and still can enjoy my time being around people while doing solo activities. Maybe that just gives you that perfect environment for that, because for a lot of introverts, we are sensitive to our environment. And I just love that it's so many just amazing restaurants that also support my lifestyle being plant based. One thing I can say is that Merida does plant based food exceptionally well. I have had some of the best vegan food I've ever had in my life since living here, and it's so many different cafes I can go to. Even restaurants that aren't 100% vegan, like most restaurants are giving you some type of option if you are plant based. And this area I'm in this video, Paseo Montejo, is one of my favorite areas to come to when I just feel like getting outside of the house. I want that energy of being around other people. I have different cafes and restaurants that are really close to this area that I can walk to. One of my favorite coffee shops is Marago Coffee. If you're ever in this area, I'm not a coffee drinker, I'm a tea drinker, but it's just a beautiful cafe, some good vegan options, and it's a great place I can work from on days I want to work outside of the house. So it's just so many different spots like this where you can find to duck off on your own, different parks, even just finding you a good spot just to sit down on a busy street like this and just, sit back and observe the beautiful architecture, the beautiful plants, flowers, and trees, just observing different people, walking through life. Like it's just a perfect place for you to do that. And it's so many cute shops and vendors here too. This shop here, Matilda, this is a woman owned clothing store, a lot of beautiful clothing made from organic materials, a lot of beautiful jewelry. If you are more spiritually inclined like myself, Merida is very in alignment with that as well. Like you can find your herbs, your things like sage, Palo Santo, Florida water, crystals. It's like you see that type of stuff everywhere. It's so in alignment with plant medicine and different things that are very important to me. And I really love that as well. If you want to find items to put on your altars, it's like these are things that you are going to come across on a regular basis all the time here in Merida. You know, everybody is different. This Merida is just definitely not the place for everybody. Some people move here and they feel like it's too slow, it's too boring, it's not enough to do. But for me, it's just that perfect balance between slow paced living, being able to comfortably be in my own company while also having access to all the things that are important to me. I knew I didn't want to be too off grid, like somewhere super small where I wouldn't have access to major grocery stores, you know, shopping malls, movie theaters, spas, and things like that, because those things are important to me. And that's why I say I feel like Merida just gives you that perfect balance. So if you are an introvert like myself, especially if you're a spiritually inclined, plant based introvert like myself, I feel like Merida is just a really great starting point for you to consider if you are thinking about relocating from the United States or from your home country, because it's also super safe. And that's something that's very important. If you're somebody who loves to do activities alone, you want to be somewhere where you don't have to worry or look over your shoulder. And I just love that Merida gives you that safety, and it's just very calm, peaceful, and tranquil. Because for me, peace is like the most important aspect of my experience living anywhere. I want to be in peace at all times, and Merida is just perfect for that.